Karen is in the thick of her postpartum journey while Andi fights off her anxiety and everyone else starts to pick up the pieces. What's good, y'all? It's your good sister Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Sistas video. In this one, I'm breaking down Season 9, Episode number 5. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of my sisters' content and conversations. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump on into this episode. I did have to wind up watching this episode again because my first watch, I didn't pick up everything that I needed to pick up to be able to thoroughly discuss the episode and everything that went down. Upon a second watch, I'm still kind of disappointed on where we're at, and it feels like we're being launched into the Sistas of past when we have so many beautiful examples of like how we could be walking into a new era of Sistas. And I really hate how old Sistas is kind of grappling with new Sistas. And when I say old Sistas, I mean the poorly paced, sometimes terribly executed, weakly written version of Sistas is competing with the very meaty, hefty, nuanced, highly relatable and uber emotional storylines that they are introducing this season. They're really battling, and in this episode I think it is as clear as day that is actually happening, because when you see the storylines playing out around Karen and her postpartum journey, but then also her grief of losing forever, you get to see Andi negotiating with her anxiety and her grief and trying to figure out what's her way forward and proactively push herself through that by way of pursuing this malpractice lawsuit. We see Zach over at the duplex still grappling with his deep-seated grief and struggling around the pain of the loss of something that he never feel like he fully had, right? And then that all of those things that are just, I think, very well done, very well acted. And while we don't get enough time in those particular storylines, for the time that we do get, they do a great job of communicating what it is. That is actually competing with the unserious Daniella storyline with the cousin that's popping up, and Tony feels completely ill-matched for this season. Like, I don't like Rich as a character, but the continuance of the whole Sabrina take me back, I didn't mean anything, it still tracks. It still feels in line with where we are with the storyline, and it doesn't stick out. I don't like this for Sabrina. I want better for Sabrina, but it's in line. Tony now quitting his job, basically happy as a lark, completely detached from the idea or even the fact that your girl's best friend just lost her child, specifically your girl's godchild. That is not even a thought for him. In the last episode, he literally just threw over his shoulder, Karen will be all right, don't worry about her. And in this episode, he quits his job and he's just scarfing down chicken wings and so happy and telling Danni she's just never gonna be happy at what he damn decides. It's almost as if he has like this delusional take on life when he used to be a character that was more grounded in what was really happening around him. Last episode, he's talking about nothing else matters but Daniella, as if he don't have two minor children who was in Germany with his damn ex-wife that he needs to be able to see. I get that you don't want to do the long distance and you want to try to make your relationship with Daniella work, but this version of Tony has completely decided to, I guess, ignore or neglect the ideas of real responsibilities as a damn adult, throw caution to the wind, and is just like skipping down the damn sidewalk. All he needs in his life of sin is Daniella King and being her boyfriend. Like this, it doesn't make any sense. He sticks out so bad. Like, Daniella has a moment where she calls Karen. She don't know what to say, but she's calling, right? That has her tapped into the whole emotional, heavy beats tied to these particular characters that I feel like should be carrying the season. That is where we should be. I'm not saying that everything has to be sad and humdrum, but I like the tone of the realism that's tied to those particular storylines. So her checking in with Karen, yes, it adds validity. It adds some level of like, okay, we should be giving Daniella time because she's operating within this space as a friend should. She goes over and checks on Zach in this episode. While I feel like they aren't as close as they want us to believe that they are now, that still also tracks. But to have Tony just floating, acting like nothing is wrong with life, nothing is actually going on, when so many characters tied to his world, I get indirectly by way of Daniella, but still tied to his world, are suffering. It makes no damn sense to me. He literally sticks out, and Allie did a great job on Our Sister's Keeper last week of pointing out how she couldn't understand, or this week actually, she didn't understand what the hell he was saying and like why he was saying the things he was saying. She made a point of like he's like, the moment he says he's like water just washed up on the shore. Sir, what the hell does that even mean? What are you talking about, Tony? It wasn't until I watched this for the second time, because I really did tune Tony out in the last in my first watch of this episode, that I realized like this character does not actually fit in the show. So this isn't even me just not wanting him to be with Daniella or feeling like Daniella isn't good enough for him. At this point, it feels like this is not good enough for her, because what the hell are you even talking about? At some point, we gonna have to be for real, and regardless of where Daniella is and her toxicity and not being able to hold herself accountable, she still needs to be in a relationship with a damn adult. And Tony is giving a child right now. Everything about his dialogue, everything about how he's thinking, everything about how he's moving is giving child. And it's pissing me off. But anyway, that is just my point to like the old sisters versus the new sisters, and the styles are battling, and I hate it, because I really wish they would lean in. We are 9 seasons in at this point, and I would love for them to lean into a pivot, lean into something that would have them cultivate storylines that have a little bit of longevity and meat to them, something that people will be able to watch now and remember years from now about how it made them feel, how it made them think, how it helped them heal. That is something that they are totally capable of doing. They have great casts. If it was just stronger writing and better execution, we could be really working with something. And I don't love comparing sisters to girlfriends often, but specifically to land this plane, there are certain scenes in Girlfriends that will live with me until I leave this earth. There are certain moments in Girlfriends that something just clicked for me, and how I wanted to move as a young woman, a young adult woman, how I wanted to move coming into my 30s. Like, there's just certain things that I was able to take from Girlfriends, and in watching Sisters and being so invested for so many years for this amount of time, and not really feeling like you have anything that you can take away for real, it becomes a little bit frustrating, especially because Black women as a unit in America specifically are the most disrespected, the most underserved, poorly represented, highly stereotyped, but then also deeply overachieving, deeply like of service of everybody else. And the least that we could do is have a show that's supposed to be about 4 to 5 Black women actually tell the story of 4 to 5 Black women in America as authentically, as viscerally, as truthfully, as wonderfully, as flawedly, as all of the leads you could possibly do. And for whatever reason, Tyler and these damn writers are running from this particular opportunity. And it boggles my mind, I think. Now I've already gone on a tangent, but anyway, also in this episode, we get to see a little bit more from Aaron, and he's struggling with his feelings. And again, upon rewatching, I do feel like they're about to take him in a direction where he is struggling with Karen's postpartum journey very early, which to me does not track with who we know Aaron to be. He's not a selfish man. He is not an egotistical man. He is a very patient man. So I would think that this would not be the first day out, first day home from the damn hospital, that Aaron would be needing to talk to Miss Lisa about how he feels about how Karen is moving. I feel like it would be more natural for him to have a little bit more grace, but maybe they're going to try to rush into this whole storyline because it's going to tie to Karen's postpartum journey. And I'm not a fan, right? Like, I'm not a fan right now of the romantic interest of both of the parents who are affected by the loss of Forever, rushing them to be okay. We got Fatima over here telling Zach that her and her baby needs Zach to be okay. And it's just like, he's not going to be okay for a while. And I get that it's not comfortable for you, and I get that you struggle with being able to say that and being able to settle in that, but that's just what it is. And I feel like you would be more supportive of him not pushing him to be okay right now than you are actually trying to push him through this. He has to go through this on his own. He has to feel his feelings. And in this episode, like, we get to watch him like he's drinking excessively. He's telling himself he needs to man up. And this is the problem, like, specifically when it comes to men and their emotions. And when we are, you know, find ourselves in relationships, whether it's familial or friend or romantic, with men who are emotionally stunted and or emotionally repressed, it's like this that puts them in this situation because they feel like they are not able to feel their feelings. They feel like they have to just brush through the pain. They have to brush through the grief. They can't allow themselves to cry or to scream or to holler or to throw things when they are emotionally distraught. And I think that this is the perfect time for Zach to be able to healthily excise those feelings within the confines of his own home in a way that he feels most safe to do so. But he got Fatima pushing him to do things so that he can be okay. And it's like the only way that he's actually going to be okay is if he's able to process his grief in the best ways that he can figure out how. And right now, he's not running out in the street. He's not at the strip club. He's not drinking and driving. He literally in his home. Let that nigga breathe. And I'm going to take this over to Karen's apartment too, because again, to my point of like them rushing Aaron to kind of like rush Karen to come back to us, he's saying, and talk to me about what's going on. He needs to have more patience as well. This is her first day out the hospital. She is struggling deeply, and I know it's not normal, and people throw up red flags when the mother don't immediately take to the child and don't immediately start helping the child, but she's already going through postpartum, which is a normal thing. And then on top of that, she has lost a baby. So this is almost like 2 or 3, 4 times what postpartum normally is, which is already a heavy weight emotionally and mentally for her. In this episode, they did a wonderful job of taking us into Karen's mind and allowing us to hear her internal thoughts so we can see a little bit more of what's going on with her. Ebony, again, is chef's kiss, and her performance of Karen and the grief around it, the anxiety around it, the feelings of less than self-worth. You can hear the thoughts of like, Faith deserves better. She's not good enough to be her mom, but she also feels compelled, and she's like, I should be doing something. The baby starts to cool and the beginnings of a cry, and she's like panicking when Aaron runs out to go get a water bottle for her. And it's just like, okay, that's where Karen is, and she's lucky to have her mom. She's lucky to have Aaron, and I would love to see them give her more time to not be okay. More, and I know it's tough, right? Because you don't want to leave room for people to just spiral out of control, and the thing that the people that love you are struggling with also, right, is like, one, their uncomfortability tied to seeing you in pain and hurt, which I get, but again, it's not, that part is not about you, so you have to kind of put that aside. And then the second thing is like, what if we don't ever get you back? Most times the people that love you are afraid to let you feel your feelings or let you grieve to the expansiveness that you need to grieve, right? Because they fear that you're going to spiral, and they will never be able to pull your ass out of the spiral, which I get that as well. But at some point, like, Aaron, you a man of faith, you love the Lord, you're going to have to trust that God is going to help bring Karen's ass through this. And you have been faithful all of this time when it comes to y'all's relationship, when it comes to seeing the vision for y'all being together. And Karen didn't even see it. Karen didn't get on board how she should have gotten on board, and y'all came to a great place before this tumultuous thing. So I would love to see his character, at least. Maybe not Miss Lisa. Maybe Lisa can still be pushy and do whatever Miss Lisa's going to do, because she already pisses me off, and that would track in reference to what they have done with her character in the last 2 seasons. But for Aaron, I need him to be able to cultivate more patience. I need him to really lean into his selfless bag. And I know that it's messing up this plan that you probably had, this hope that you had of like what it would be with the new baby, and you supporting Karen, and you finally having her romantically and it being great. And now this loss is tainting that. However, again, this is not about you. And at least you got to go home with your baby. Zach did not. Karen did not. Well, without one of them. And I want to see them like really, really let Aaron show all of the great qualities that we've seen thus far over the course of these 8 seasons in this moment where I think that Karen actually needs it the most. Now, other little nonsensical things that happened in this episode, Rich is over there at the damn bank trying to tell Sabrina it meant nothing. They were friends. They've known each other since they were children. Blah, 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 blah. Knowing somebody since y'all were children doesn't mean that you stick parts of you and the parts of her. And then her bringing her ass to Sabrina's job just adds salt to the damn wound. And you just sitting up there, you still cursing at Sabrina. Somebody posted a comment and it makes me want to do a video talking about why certain relationships don't work. And I'm not only going to do just Sabrina and Rich. I'm going to do a couple other ones. But I want to do Sabrina and Rich because the person literally was like, I don't know what your issue is with Rich and Sabrina and why you're rooting for their downfall. Hello? What are we talking about? I make it very goddamn plain what my issue is. I don't want a black woman to be disrespected in the way that he disrespects her. He doesn't actually give a damn about her. He's egotistical as hell. Even how he's talking to her when they're quote unquote supposed to be making up, or he's supposed to be atoning for making a grave mistake, and all of his atonement is rooted in, you should just forgive me because I goddamn say so and because I'm rich. And you're lying about what you feel. You're lying about what you did. You're not really taking credit for it. The whole, she didn't mean anything, and we're just friends, completely allows you to scapegoat yourself out of full accountability. Like, I don't understand what y'all don't damn understand. And I don't understand how y'all be rooting for these women to be in these toxic ass relationships. I would love for y'all to release yourselves from the shackles of some penis. Cause I promise you it ain't that damn serious. It ain't never been that damn serious. And the way that we have been raised and normalized to be running around here chasing after penis as if it's God's gift to us, it ain't. Most of the time, the dick is tied to a demon, and you hoes need to release yourselves from the shackles of the desire of the demon dick, because ain't no way in hell any of y'all should be rooting for Rich and Sabrina. Watching that man move. Not me on a whole nother tangent, child. Going over to Andi, I think that they are also doing a really great job in the moments that they're allowing Andi to feel how she feels. It's similar to like the great choices, that cinematography, honestly, that they did with Karen. They did that also with Andi with a couple of close-ups that really helped heighten and show the heightened emotions tied to the anxiety as she's like recounting and hearing various conversations that are bringing her anxiety. Right now, she's focused on pursuing a malpractice suit in the name of Karen on behalf of Forever. And that's helping her like focus her energy, but she's still thinking about Robin, and we get a bunch of talking around Robin in this episode. So I'm wondering, is it really too late? Are we going to see Robin coming up soon? But I'm more invested in her actually allowing herself to feel the feelings that are coming up for her, whether it's tied to the shooting or it's tied to Gary and the shotgun wedding, or even tied to the grief around realizing who Robin could have been to her and her potentially losing him and all of that. Like, I love that. I think that they have shied away a lot of going deeper with the Andi character. KJ as an actor is totally capable of going there, and this feels like we're on the precipice of that. So I'm looking forward to what else is going to come of it. I'm not looking forward to the consistent propaganda that we get of like Fatima is just great and she's gonna be a phenomenal lawyer, and Fatima, oh my god, Fatima is just amazing, because for all intents and purposes Fatima should also be struggling right now. She is definitely trying to be Zach's rock, but she has every reason over the course of not only, and I get that we don't have the timelines that match up perfectly, but over the course of everything that has happened in the first 3 seasons of Fatima, and then now over the course of what has happened from seasons 2 to seasons 8 of Sistas, Fatima should also be struggling in reference to all of the things that she's had to combat, all of the things that she's had to navigate, all of the fucking fires that she has to pull out. So the fact that y'all literally are consistently putting in our face that Fatima is perfectly fine and she lives another day to wield a bat and to cuss Hayden out and to be a bad bitch and to do this and to do that, but everybody else is crumbling under the pressure of lifing. I just can't. I actually do like the little rookie I don't love, like, I feel like the storyline that they have with him is a little flimsy, because if he's rookie of the year, then there's a certain amount of like commanding power that comes with that, and your contracts look a lot different if you're rookie of the year and like number 1 through 5 draft pick versus if you're anything else or whatever round. Like if you're in round 2 and 3, yes, you get less and yes, you get effed over. But when you the LeBron or the Carmelos coming out of college or high school, there's still a certain level of something that comes with it. And to have a paralegal now looking over your damn contract, but you're supposed to be the #1 draft pick, the shit don't track to me. If anything, he should be like a 3rd round draft pick that's trying not to get railroaded, and then that would make sense. But then also, like, I get that he likes Fatima because she looks good, her body, blah, 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 blah. Cool. But the whole, like, every character that comes into contact with with Fatima in this conference room always has to mention before they leave the conference room, Fatima, you're going to be a great lawyer. Meanwhile, all we've seen her do is fail law school. I just can't. I really can't. I just cannot. Seriously, I love where they had Fatima at the first 2 episodes of this damn season, but now we're back to the bullshit, and I'm over it completely. And y'all, I've been talking for a little bit too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here. But I do have a couple of other videos coming to further explore the storylines that are playing out, and a little bit of the character development or character analysis that I'm seeing so far in season 9. I want to talk a little bit more about Andy's PTSD. I want to talk about Karen's postpartum. I want to talk about Aaron's disappointment. I want to talk about Zach's depression. So be on the lookout for those videos. Hopefully you enjoyed this breakdown. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm your good sis, you love to talk TV with, and I'm gonna see you in my next one.